The camera lingers on a quiet kitchen bathed in pale morning light. Dust drifts lazily across an old wooden chair, the same one her son used to sit in. The air feels frozen in time, as if the world decided to stop the day he left. She moves gently, her fingers tracing the table's edge, remembering breakfast laughter that once filled this space. Now only the hum of the refrigerator and the ticking clock remain. She whispers the same prayer she's said for 3 years, her voice trembling. "Keep him safe." The camera zooms slowly toward the chair, holding there for a heartbeat. A pause, heavy, emotional, necessary. The narrator breathes. The chair hasn't moved since the day he did. 2 seconds of silence follow, long enough for the viewer to feel her ache. This is not just an empty chair. It's a mother's waiting heart. Night has fallen. The scene shifts to her dimly lit bedroom where a single lamp glows beside the window. She sits quietly, hands folded, gazing at the moon. The same moon her son might be seeing half a world away. The wind stirs the curtain softly. The crickets outside hum a lullaby of distance. The same moon connects 2 hearts, the narrator says. She whispers his name under her breath, as if the night might carry it to him. The room fills with echoes of his childhood. The sound of small footsteps, the laughter from years gone. Fade sound to distant crickets as the camera drifts from her window into the starry sky. The stars shimmer like unmailed letters scattered and waiting. The audience can feel her hope, fragile yet unbroken. This is a mother suspended between memory and faith, staring at the sky, still believing he'll come home. Cut to a dim tent beneath a desert sky. The soldier sits alone, dirt and exhaustion clinging to his uniform. He pulls out an old photograph, his mother's smile still shining, though the edges are frayed and sand-stained. He rubs the dirt off carefully, smudging her face with trembling fingers. He stopped writing after the night the sky burned red, the narrator whispers. Around him, distant booms fade into silence. The war feels endless. He reaches for a torn notebook. Pages filled halfway, then blank. The letters he never finished. The words he could never send. A gust of wind blows one page away into the dark, carrying his silence home. The camera lingers on his eyes, tired, longing, full of unspoken guilt. 2 hearts are writing to each other across time, both pages unfinished. The sun breaks over a long stretch of highway. A dusty bus rumbles along, and inside sits the soldier. Older now, eyes heavier, but finally heading home. He stares out the window, watching the scenery blur. Every passing mile is a heartbeat closer to the moment he's dreamed of. Yet he hasn't told her. Not a word. He wants to see her surprise, to feel that moment raw and real. He checks his reflection in the window, almost not recognizing the man staring back. His hands tighten around his bag. The faint sound of his heartbeat echoes under the narration, building tension as the bus slows near his hometown. "He didn't tell her he was coming," the voice says softly. "Sometimes the best goodbyes are the ones you never say." The road winds ahead. Golden lights spilling through dust. A soldier returning not just home, but to himself. Boots crunch softly on the cracked pavement of a neighborhood frozen in time. He walks slowly, scanning each corner, the mailbox he painted as a boy, the bike still leaning against the old fence. The air smells like home, cut grass and faint rain. His heart beats faster with every step closer to the porch. Flashbacks flicker. A boy racing that same street, laughter echoing through summer air. But now, the laughter is gone, replaced by an uncertain silence. He hesitates at the gate, fingers gripping the latch. Will she recognize him? The narrator asks quietly. Or the war that came home before he did? The line lands heavy, poetic, true. His shadow stretches toward the door as the sun dips lower. He breathes in once, deeply, steadying himself. This is the same street, but everything, including him, has changed. The camera tightens on his hand as it rises, trembling, toward the door. The world outside falls silent. A single exhale escapes his lips. 3 soft taps. Knock, 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 then stillness. Inside, she freezes mid-step, her eyes darting toward the sound. Her heart races. No one knocks at this hour. The clock ticks once, twice. She moves slowly, each footstep echoing in the quiet house. The camera follows her hand as it reaches for the doorknob. Time stops, the narrator whispers. Silence fills the frame for a full second, an eternity. The faint sound of her breath is all we hear. The latch clicks. The door creaks open, light spilling onto her face. Her eyes widen, confusion flickers, disbelief settling in. On the porch stands a shadow, tall, still, familiar. A pause. The silence says more than any word ever could. Her eyes scan the man before her. The uniform, the scars, the tired eyes that seem to have seen 1,000 lifetimes. For a moment, she doesn't move. "Can I help you?" she whispers, her voice trembling. He opens his mouth, then stops. His throat tightens. He almost breaks, almost says, "It's me, Mom." But the words won't come. Instead, he simply stands there, eyes glassy, emotion caught between pride and pain. The camera lingers on his face. The war has carved stories into it, stories too heavy for words. Then a faint flicker of recognition. Her gaze shifts to a small scar beneath his eye, the same one from the day he fell off his bike at 8. Her breath catches. The violin swells softly. Her eyes finally see him, the narrator says, and his heart finally comes home. Time collapses. 3 years vanish in a single heartbeat. The world seems to stop spinning as mother and son stand frozen in disbelief. Then, like a dam breaking, emotion floods in. She steps forward, hands trembling, reaching out to touch his face, afraid he'll disappear if she blinks. When her fingers meet his skin, he exhales a shuddering breath. She pulls him close, sobbing quietly into his shoulder. "You came home," she whispers. He can't answer. His voice is lost somewhere between relief and tears. 3 years collapse into a single heartbeat, the narrator breathes. Music fades into silence. For a full 2 seconds, nothing. Only love remains. The camera circles slowly around them, bathed in golden light. In that embrace, time no longer matters. Only the warmth of reunion and the sound of 2 hearts remembering how to beat together. Later that evening, the house is alive again. The air feels softer, lighter, the kind of peace that follows years of chaos. They sit at the kitchen table just like before. The chair that was once empty is now filled, laughter replacing the silence. No words are needed. Their eyes say everything. Silence said enough, the narrator whispers. Steam rises from 2 mugs of tea. The sound of a clock ticks in rhythm with calm breathing. Outside, the wind rustles through the trees. Every moment feels sacred. Every glance, a piece of healing, or rather, a piece of them returning. She reaches across the table and holds his hand, the same way she did when he was small. The past doesn't disappear, it softens. Tonight, the world is quiet again, and the quiet finally feels kind. The night deepens. The camera pans across the living room, the same one we saw at the beginning. But now the light is warmer, fuller. The once empty chair sits closer to the window, a soft glow spilling over it. She hums quietly while folding a blanket, the kind of simple peace only found after years of waiting. He sits beside her, gazing at the stars beyond the glass. "In that empty chair?" the narrator says softly. "It's no longer empty." The same piano melody from the opening returns, this time gentler, more hopeful. The camera pulls back slowly, showing mother and son framed by the glow of home. Fade out on their silhouettes. The final whisper, "He came home, but so did she." The screen lingers for a moment, still, emotional, whole, then fade to black.